Hello and welcome to MCFC 9320 PUBcast. Tonight we've got the sensible Anne-Marie, Riz, and we've got celebrity John, who's modelling his hair on mine and Riz's this week.
What do you mean? I can model my hair. You've got none.
He's modelling it on Sonic the Hedgehog.
How are we? Enjoyed the match today?
Oh, yeah, lovely.
City are back. Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Right, I'm going to kick off with a really controversial statement. I think Rico Lewis needs resting because it's the flow of the game is not how it is, and it's no coincidence that De Bruyne is not playing well. I think Rico is taking the space where De Bruyne goes out. Discuss.
Discuss. Okay, well, today I finally agree with you because he looked totally out of his depth today. Yeah, it was between him and Rodri who was at fault for the goal. Rodri, yeah, he passed it slowly. He rolled it into the lad, but the lad should have been awake and ready for it. And if he had been, then it wouldn't have happened. But go on, Riz.
Can I just add to this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rico Lewis, what position does he normally play?
Right back.
Yeah.
Right, so where was he today?
Midfield.
Left.
Why are we taught? Why? Well, no, he was left back, wasn't he?
Left back in midfield.
No, Aki was left back.
They were the centre backs then.
There was three at the back.
Do you think Pep's just this again?
I think he's just playing.
I apologise to everyone, right? I might come across a bit grumpy this week.
He's hungover.
I am hungover, but I can't remember the last time I was this frustrated watching City today. We was just, apart from Ake and Grealish, the rest of them was just absolutely horrific.
Can I tell you when I was this last annoyed was with the Champions League final.
Yeah, I agree with that, Riz.
That got me feeling exactly how I feel now.
Yeah, as soon as the team sheet came out, you knew something wasn't right.
Yeah. The balance of the team's completely wrong. The body language of the players is all wrong. Pep's not making sense in some of his interviews, and what he's saying is contradicting what I'm seeing and what he's saying. I'm just a bit disillusioned today, to be honest.
Disillusioned? I'm downright fucked off.
Yeah.
That's swearing.
Yeah. There's something wrong at the club.
Have I not been saying that for weeks, though?
I know we have, but it's getting more and more obvious that there's something wrong. Why did he rest? Why did he have Kevin De Bruyne on the bench? The only reason I can imagine is there's two reasons. He's either punishing him, which if that's the case, he's punishing the club and the team, or he was going to hold him back because he thought it was going to be a different game, hold him back and then bring him on, and he was going to change the game. But why do that? Why not just go out and get it done with by half time? You know, why do something with that with Kevin De Bruyne? So my answer to my own question is, there's got to be something that he's punishing him for.
Okay, Riz. What would your all of you? It's not just Riz. What would your starting 11 have been today?
The hardest bit for me, the attacking side of it's fine. It's the defence that is hard for me because we've not had a settled back four for years, and I don't know what is wrong with Diaz. I don't know what is wrong with Laporte, but for me, they are players that we can rely on. And why they're not playing, I don't know.
Let's have it right. Let's be honest, because it's been a really weird season, this, and I'm struggling to remember most of the season because it just seems so disjointed.
Just blended into one, isn't
it? Yeah. From what I can remember, because I can't remember him playing. Diaz was pretty poor at the start of the season.
He was, yeah.
From what I remember, I might be wrong. I seem to remember him not being brilliant and thinking, God, where's he gone? Laporte the same. Laporte looked very disjointed as well. So going off sort of the form that I can remember, apart from Stones getting injured, Aki's deserved his place.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, Akanji's done all right. I think, he's been found out on a couple of occasions, to be fair. But when you've got, last season's centre-back partnership on the bench, when you're playing up against a team like, Spurs, who is our, bogey team, you've got to put your strongest team out, and I just think he's tinkering too much. There's an argument that we've not scored a goal there for ages. So what have we got to lose? So tinker. But that don't wear with me. You've got to put your strongest team out, and I don't think we're messing too much about with it.
I'm not being harsh when I'm pinpointing Lewis, because it's not his fault where he's been asked to play, etc. But I think it's to the detriment of how we're playing at the moment. Like me straight away today, I would have had Walker at right back. I would have played Akanji. I'd have played Diaz or Laporte with Aki at left back. For me, that is a more solid back line, if you like. But then when you said it, I forget which one of you said it now, about we're all right going forward. We're not at the minute. That ball's not going through to Haaland.
No.
Because it's all too slow. We're not quick enough. He's making the runs, and we're not even looking up to see where he is.
And you could see that.
Yeah, but you could see it time and again today, where players are just not looking up and are just passing a sideways pass rather than looking for the forward run of Haaland. And even, at times Alvarez, people were screaming that they should both start together. Well, it didn't work today.
Can we judge it on one game though?
No, I don't think we can. But unless we get our pace back, our quick passing, it's not going to make any difference, because as soon as we slow down the tempo, it gives every team we play against a chance to get back in position, and we're not going to be able to break them down. You could see that against the likes of Everton. We're just not. We've lost the zip.
When's the last time we scored on the counter? I don't think. Was it last season? Season before?
Right. What's wrong with our midfield? Come on.
What's wrong with it?
Let's really get into the nitty-gritty. Is it like Gundo's not been great this season? Like we discussed it, I think it was last week. Is his head already somewhere else? Bernardo's not. He's not the same.
I don't think he's. We're Gundogan. He's too much. He's too much of a professional. Gundo's head's not going to be somewhere else. He's a proper pro.
Yeah.
It don't wear with me that his head's been turned and all the rest of it. He's a City player through and through, and until he moves to another club, his loyalties lie with City, and so that don't on his part that doesn't count.
I've seen things today, Anne-Marie, about Grealish. I thought Grealish was brilliant. Yeah, again, he's putting in solid performances week in, week out for us now, thankfully. But
exactly.
even though he's playing well, I've seen rubbish on social media and stuff like that. I can't say rubbish because, I have, but it's people's opinions. But that he's not creating and he's not scoring. Come on, he's playing well. It's the others what are not linking up at the moment. He's doing enough.
There's a real mix of everything, and if you just look at today's game, he covered everywhere. He was back defending. He was breaking his neck going forward. He was getting lumps kicked out of him
again,
yeah. And thankfully, we saw the reward for it, but it was too late in the game to have any real impact.
Was.
And again, I think maybe we're expecting too much of him, because it's not a one-man team, and it takes everybody to be involved and to be playing to their strengths to create the chances, and to, and one of the biggest, there's two things that stand out to me at the minute, is that we're not pressing high enough up the pitch like we used to, and we've got no
the
pace.
first 10 minutes.
We've got no pace when we've got the ball. It's all tip, tap, sideways, backwards, and very rarely we're playing a first-time ball up front.
Well,
we play different now, don't we, John? Because the days of where we had Sterling bombing down, Leroy Sané bombing down. We've always had pace down the left, but now we just seem to be like a regimented build-up, don't we?
Yes, but a lot of that is down to teams parking the bus at us all the time, isn't it? And 10 men behind the ball all the time. And people say, oh, yeah, City are boring to watch. But don't you think we get fed up with seeing teams like that all the time? It's absolutely frustrating. It's no wonder our team starts to slow down at times, because, you go out to play a game of football and there's only one team doing it. You know what I mean?
But ultimately we're starting to pay the price, because anybody with any sense now,
and they
knows they just need to hoof it long, hoof somebody up the pitch a bit, and
that's how Liverpool beat us, weren't it? That's how Liverpool beat us.
Yeah.
I want to say another thing as well.
United beat us illegally that way.
Yeah. The referee today, for me, was totally out of his depth.
Madeline. He played like Richard Madeley, didn't he?
He made so many mistakes. It's like he should have had a corner to give goal kicks. One. Did you see that free kick that didn't even hit Højbjerg and he went down holding his head?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is blatant cheating.
But we can't blame the referee from the way we played, mate.
No, we can't.
No, I don't think.
But
the referee,
when the players,
although I agree with you, John, the referee had no impact.
No, but also when it's like Sir Grealish, when he's not getting anything, and the referee is not giving the stuff that he should be getting, like a corner, for instance. I know we don't score a corner, so it won't make any difference anyway. But
John,
it's just that the referee is there to protect the players, and he's also there to give the correct decisions. And when the players think, what's the point in doing this? You know what I mean? Because we're not getting them anyway, and the other team's getting everything.
Yeah, even so, John, that we can call the referee. We can,
Oh no, it still didn't make any excuse for how we played.
No excuse for today, and
no,
and like you said, this isn't a one-off.
No, it's not.
This is, if we go back to the Southampton game, that was an absolute disgraceful performance by City. No excuse for it whatsoever. And what's more frustrating for me today is that they've had, since last Friday, so they've had 9 days to sort themselves out for this game today. And it looked like we hadn't done anything.
One of the things that's worrying me is if United win midweek, they're on the same points as us now. You know what I mean?
We've got to concentrate
on looking forward. We've got to start looking backwards as well.
Yeah. I'd tell you what crossed my mind today, and it was quite concerning. Pep's not as
animated.
Not just animated. Pep doesn't seem totally. How can I put it? I'll just say it. Pep doesn't seem as committed and as lively and
altered.
Am I seeing that wrong? Or and by the way,
you're not seeing it wrong, because his interviews afterwards are a bit weird as well.
Yeah, This is not just because we've lost the game, being a slap task, etc. Because listen, if we lose a game, we'll lose a game. But today there was just no.
It's just in the way we lose it.
This is an accumulation, and I think we need to talk about the elephant in the room in a way.
Stop talking about yourself, Riz.
Reading him when I said that. There's two things. There's a word, Haaland, and transition.
Yep.
And that's what we are at the moment. We're in transition. I don't believe this is all our problems because I believe there's something else going on behind the scenes or some bust up or whatever. I don't know. We keep saying it and eventually we'll find out, I'm pretty sure. But we are in transition. We are actually, we are not getting used to having Ireland in our team. We've got some of the players trying to play with a false nine. We've got wingers that aren't putting the ball in. You know, we're cutting back and we're doing what we did. So really, we're kind of a hybrid team. We're trying to play with a false nine when we've got a real nine. And I think there's a few players that just can't come to terms with it and just, you know, they're getting mixed up with what they're trying to do, and the body languages are all wrong. And you know, you look at Grealish and stuff. We want Grealish and Mahrez banging balls in.
Sorry?
You've got to revert when Haaland's playing. No, when Haaland's playing. When Haaland's playing, if you got Alvarez in there, then fair enough. It's a different game. But when you've got Haaland in there, you've just got to find him. You've got to have your midfield set up different, and you've got to have wingers playing wing play. And we're not doing that.
We've not got pacey wingers, have we?
No, but there's one other thing for me as well, and I just wonder: are all Pep's eggs in one basket this season?
What, with Haaland, you mean?
Champions League.
With the Champions League.
All right, okay. Yeah, but that shouldn't be just in Pep's basket, should it? Because if that's just the case, then it's all the players' baskets as well, isn't it? Because they're not bothered with the league then, are they?
What do you think?
We're looking at the past performances.
Possibly be tinkering in the.
Well, we'll find out in Leipzig, won't we?
I'll tell you what, I'd be so pissed off if we. You'll sort of know what I mean here. I'd be so pissed off if we win the Champions League and we fail massively in the Premier League, because for me it's Premier League week in, week out. That is my priority, not the Champions League.
Yes, it is our priority, but it's not the club's priority at the moment, I don't think.
No, I get that, because if we're in bad form in the Premier League, I'm sorry, but winning breeds winning, losing breeds losing. So if we're in bad form going into these Champions League matches, we could walk away pretty much like with nothing this season.
The way the league's going this year, I'd take winning the Premier League. Winning the Champions League over winning the Premier League, because
I won't.
At the end of it, but I think you're missing my point. My point is the way we're playing in the Premier League, we don't deserve to win it.
No, we don't.
So if we're going to win something,
are we still in second? I don't know.
If we're going to win something, let's win the Champions League and get this one get it out of the system, get the monkey off our back. We've won the Champions League. Right, move on. Let's get back in transitioning for the Premier League. It's a different competition. Football is completely different to league football. League football's week in, week out, week in, week out. Games, you don't even have to be the champions to win the Champions League. So let's win the Champions League if it means we can get City back to how they used to be in the Premier League. I'd settle for that now.
I just want our City back playing good football, mate.
Thing is, though, other teams are not letting us play good football because, like I said earlier, they're not actually coming to play football. They're actually coming to just a part of the bus.
John,
that's our responsibility to break
them down. We've had that all for the last 5-6 seasons. Teams come and part the bus with us. You know, we've had it. We deal with it.
Yeah.
The way we could deal with it before
with speed,
keeping possession and
no
slow,
police charging,
and being really, doing
what's
slow.
Charging?
Something needs charging.
It's not mine.
It's mine. Carry on. Ignore me.
Okay.
Just going to battery.
We usually do.
Your Bluetooth device needs charging.
Hey.
Where did you buy that from, Riz?
eBay gum.
Cheetah Mill.
Right, at the moment, right, we're playing with 10 men. Because Haaland is doing absolutely nothing. But that's not his fault.
He is. He's making the right move. He's making the right moves and.
Yeah, but if he's not being
Yeah, but
fouled,
that,
there's no
that
point
doesn't
in
affect the
making
game, though,
runs,
does
is
it?
there?
Making the right moves.
But what is his biggest asset, Haaland, apart from scoring goals? De Bruyne. So when De Bruyne's not playing, supplying in the ball, nobody does, mate. And the problem with that is De Bruyne, like I said, right at the top of the show. For me, Rico Lewis is taking that space away from De Bruyne.
Yeah. Okay.
We've been saying it for weeks, and now all of a sudden people are going, "Do you know something? Yeah, mate, he's just not getting the space, De Bruyne. He's been crying out for God knows how long now. That.
But surely De Bruyne could make his own space. He always used to do.
No, we're playing different now, though, John.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's an 18-year-old kid. And all he's got to say is, look, you stay over there and get out of my space.
But not if that's where Pep's told him to play. I'm not having to go at Lewis, by the way.
Kev needs to get some balls then, doesn't he?
I don't think Pep's telling him. I don't think Pep's telling Lewis to go into that space at all, because it disrupts the balance of the team.
I feel sorry for Lewis in a way, because he's a young kid who's been asked to play. He's more or less taking the responsibility on his young shoulders. And it's a different scenario from where he plays from, like when Foden broke into the team and stuff like that. With Lewis, it's totally different. By the way, did you hear bleeding Tyler as well calling, what was it? The Lancashire Alarm today?
The what?
No.
Lancashire Alarm.
No, I had it on mute, mate. I can't listen to him.
Apparently, City fans call him the Lancashire Alarm, after Philip Lahm.
I've never heard anybody call him that.
Who? Call who? That?
Lewis.
Really?
The Lancashire Alarm.
Never heard of that in my life.
There was a few exchange when I was watching it anyway, but yeah.
Tumbleweed came across the screen as he
Can I just make another point as well?
Go on.
I have no idea why Pep took Mahrez off.
I've not either. I thought Mahrez was doing all right.
I thought he was doing all right, and I thought out of all of them, he was the only one to unlock them. Because he hit the bar, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
I did last night, mate. Regretted it, though.
Yeah, I know you hit the bar last night. Yeah. Look how many people you let in the group.
So anyway, carry on. Yeah.
Low power, please charge it.
You got somebody, a little friend down there, or what, Paul?
Been to Thailand, don't I?
You've seen that smile on his face.
It's got some underneath his desk.
Cleaner.
No.
At some point, I'm going to have to bail out and put my other headphones on because my battery's gone flat on my podcast equipment.
Why don't you have you got a battery backup?
Yeah, but when I plug it in, I know, but when I plug it in, mate.
Right, you go and sort your technical difficulties out. Yeah, I agree. But Mahrez has got a good record against Spurs as well, John. So yeah, I was scratching my head because I thought the one to go off there for De Bruyne was Alvarez.
Yeah, I agree with Alvarez. Should have gone off because he weren't doing really anything. I think he was running around a lot, but he was not actually doing anything within the game.
I thought Pep played him to more or less keep running with Son. Because Son always seems to, run us ragged. I thought he put him on to do, to do that, the dirty work, if you like.
But when you watch that game today, though, you saw the pace of our passing and movement, and then all of a sudden Spurs got the ball and it was poof gone.
Yeah,
and we couldn't cope with it.
No,
but it's like the game at the Etihad, the second half. We absolutely pummeled them for 20 minutes.
Because we played,
and we sped it all up, and we even did a bit of long ball, which we didn't do today. And after 20 minutes, we had 4 goals on them.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's just something fundamentally wrong because Foden apparently got back to Manchester because he was feeling unwell last night. There's something going on there, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, I think there is, and it all seems to be. Particularly the Foden thing seems to be connected to Cancelo. I think there's been a bust up or something at the training ground.
Yeah, but Cancelo's gone now, so what's the problem now?
Was he right to get rid of Cancelo? I say yes.
I don't know. I cannot say yes or no because I don't know what's going on. Paul, we can't hear you now.
I know it's great, isn't it?
And I think, can we just take a moment as well, because there was some sad news from City today
Yeah.
about our honorary president, Judah Thomas, who I know through City, and you couldn't meet a nicer man who was such a big blue and helped a lot of fans along the way. So we give our condolences to his family.
Absolutely, yeah,
definitely. We could have had a win today for him, but never mind.
Yeah,
which I think it was just destined for Harry Kane today, wasn't it?
Well, he got his record goal, didn't he? But which we all knew he got, but we didn't have to hand it him that way, did we? You know what I mean?
Gift. It was his gift.
Yeah, it was a gift.
So,
you know, I think 2 seasons ago he wanted to leave him, come to us.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think Harry Kane's a brilliant footballer. I really do. I think he's more than just a striker. You know, his passing's brilliant.
I think he's nothing without Son.
And I would agree with that 100%.
Well, Son's not been there when Harry Kane was banging the goals in his early part.
And he's collapsing around us. Oh, he's back. Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're here.
Oh,
where's Riz gone?
I don't know. Is he going? I think he's going to watch Happy Valley.
Are you letting him in?
If you look at
Liverpool
and the way they're playing at the minute, and their world-class striker Salah not scoring, and he's not the same player without Mane with him.
Yeah. Here is he back with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you now.
Do you think it might be a case of the standard what Liverpool and City have put in over the past 5-6 years? You know, where they've been without doubt probably the best 2 teams, attacking teams. You know, probably in Europe. That it's the case now where they've hit that brick wall like burnout.
I think possibly, and I think whatever about Pep, Klopp and his teams are well known for it, roughly around the 7-year mark.
Run out of salbutamol.
Yeah, and so I don't know whether it's a good thing or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was gone in summer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Who, Pep or Klopp?
Klopp, and possibly see Tuchel in his place.
Tuchel. Tootling on down.
Touche Tuchel. No, I just wanted to make a point about Liverpool because I just think that as I say, we've been going at it, hammer and tongue for a number of years now, and I think, you know, like how many players have gone this season from us? Sterling, Cancelo now.
Just a question.
Who else?
Have you noticed with Man City that whenever we're chasing somebody and they mess up, we can never capitalise on it? We seem to mess up afterwards as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
So who do you think got psychological advantage today?
Who? Nobody.
Arsenal seen that.
No.
Yeah, I do.
I don't. Because they've still got to play us yet. And
yeah, but we've still got to play them, mate. We've still got to play them.
I know.
Yeah. And no disrespect to any City fans or anything like that. We're almost saying it all the time. Yeah, but Arsenal have got to play us twice yet. They could quite easily roll us over, and we could.
Yeah, they could.
We could be in
They could quite easily, Andy. You're right. But having watched them yesterday, I'm not as sure of that because, I mean, if I was an Everton fan, I'd be extremely disappointed in the team because the effort they put in yesterday was unreal.
Yeah, it was.
They
were by far the better team, created, I don't know, 10 times more chances than Arsenal did and should have had more than one goal. And watching Arsenal, they didn't have no more than Pep sometimes, didn't have a plan B.
Looks like it's getting to Zinchenko a little bit, this as well. Have you seen him? He's starting to get a little bit petulant. I saw it just after, and I think Arteta pushed him down the tunnel, but he's starting to get a little bit niggly. But imagine if we'd have won today, I believe Arsenal would have crumbled, going forward, and that would have revitalised us. But now it's almost like everyone's expecting us to hit some form, and we're not.
There's still 17 games to go, though. There's only 5 points between it. Like I say, we've not got to keep looking forward at Arsenal. We've got to look behind us as well. Because United are right on those tails.
The Rags are not out of the title race, mate.
No, they're not. They're not.
Can I just add to what we're saying here is that we're not Arsenal are not all that. I've seen Arsenal play a few times now, and they're not this amazing. See, what the problem is, we fall into this trap, and everybody did it with Liverpool. I'm not saying we, as in the royal we. I mean, in general, we fall into this trap where we listen to reporters, we listen to people on Twitter, and we know what modern MSN's like. And the narrative on the TV programs, it's all to make it interesting and all the rest of it. Everybody's been saying what fantastic football Arsenal are playing. It's not fantastic football. It's not brilliant.
No, we've been doing it for years.
Exactly. So, Liverpool, there's no mention of their capitulation. It's like they're not even in the league. There's no mention of them and what's going. If this was any other team,
that's wishful thinking, mate.
Yeah, exactly. But if this was City, there'd be people outside the ground and spying on the training ground and everything. So, to me, it's one of them seasons where everybody's in a little bit of transition, and for one reason or another, everything's a bit closer. There's a bit more of a battle at the top of the league now. Now, whether that's been made on purpose, I've talked about this before about, it's like turning to WF wrestling, isn't it, sometimes? And you think like VAR and everything, it seems to have leveled things up a little bit. Now they're changing the rules again. Well, no, it does level things up.
Yeah, to their own liking.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I thought you meant in the respect of
over the season.
I was going to say.
No.
How can they change the VAR rules in the middle of a season as well?
Well, they've changed the man that's in charge of the VAR rules, and he's changing the way that they look at stuff. You can't do that.
What's Johnny?
Oops. That's what you call copulating, isn't it? I just fell off the world.
Copulated or copulated. I don't know what was going on there then.
Well, it's no coincidence the Rags last won the league in 2013, and now they're coming to prominence now when Mr. Howard Webb is in charge of them all.
Well, I just think that this season's a really another one of those odd seasons. Like you look at teams that everybody's inconsistent, apart from Arsenal. Arsenal have not been inconsistent. They've been consistent, but they've been consistent mainly because they've had no injuries,
and
they've having decisions and all the rest of it, and we've been poor. Liverpool have been poor. They're not pressing. United were poor at the beginning of the season, and I still think they're not all that now. There's no great teams in that league for me.
No. You're all right now, John?
There's no one
I'm fine now.
standout team in that league.
No, and I think United are going to struggle for the next few games with no Casemiro.
Yeah,
and
they will.
Obviously, Eriksen's out injured for the rest of the season, I think, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think United are going to struggle for the next few games.
They can always bring VAR in, though, can't they?
Well, they've got Howard Webb now.
Yep.
Yeah, but did you hear Howard Webb on Friday night?
Yes, I did.
No, I've not.
Well, he's come out and actually said that goal that United got given. Yeah, he's come out as that. Yeah, that should never have stood, and if it happened again, it would be classed as offside.
It's all right. Once the horse is bolted, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy to say that. I mean, fair play to him for coming out and saying it, but unfortunately, it's too late for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a game that we would have gone on to win. I'm confident of that.
I am.
It'd have put them a lot further behind us, and it'd have
possibly change the whole outcome of the season for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
That's how it can be effective. But some people will turn around and go, well, that's football.
Yeah.
Don't wash with me,
But it
because
isn't.
that could be a scenario where a team gets relegated, them 3 points, or even a middle place finish, which I think something like £500,000 for a club, somebody like Brighton or something like that. I think Brighton have been brilliant this season, by the way. I think they're
Think about it, that could be £500,000 extra for Liverpool. That can, you know what I mean? Mid-table finish.
Think of all the nailers they could buy with that.
Yeah.
They'd all add to the Coutinho money as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they could put it towards a Coutinho one, couldn't they?
Yeah. But no, I do. I think this is a very. It's a weird season, and I think there's one thing that's causing it in the middle of it all. Whether it's causing it or not, I don't know. But
World Cup.
It's there, and it's the World Cup.
Yeah. It should never happen.
It shouldn't have gone ahead. It shouldn't be when it is. And it was just a complete cock up. And I think we're seeing a detrimental effect to a lot of teams and a lot of players, to be honest.
I agree, mate. So
we were the only country in Europe that went straight back to playing.
Yeah. Germany went back, I think it was something like around the 20th of January.
And a lot of countries don't they have a winter break anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're kind of used to that, thing coming up where we're not, are we?
But,
I know as a fan, it's affected me because I haven't a clue where we're up to.
No, it's weird, isn't it?
Let me throw some at you then. During the World Cup, the players would have played less matches than they would have done if the Premier League had been carried on. Through Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're playing. Well, City's certainly
it's a different
playing
type of football.
Yeah, and the fact that they're resting that amount of time, it's not a fitness thing. Well, no, it is a fitness thing. It's not. It's a game. It's a game fitness, and that's what the match fitness. They weren't getting it.
Whereas before the World Cup started, we saw it in the Premier League. The players weren't at it. How they should have been. And we said it last week, because they've had a poor World Cup and they've come back with either poor attitude, unfit. We've seen issues, there's obviously something what's gone on with Cancelo and stuff like that, so we're seeing like an inner fighting. So until that is resolved, we're not going to start playing any better, I'm afraid.
One thing I will say, and I'd like to congratulate the club on this, is that we don't actually get to see what's going on anymore. They're quite good at hiding stuff now, because we used to see everything, didn't we? It used to be the papers, the fallouts, the fights, everything.
They just make it up now, don't they?
Yeah, they just make it up now as they go along, because they don't know what's going on.
Sam Lee has an insight. Sam Lee's there. He's got his finger on the pulse.
Well, we'll get him on here one evening and see what he says.
He's been on.
When? Come on again then.
Oh, the PUBcast or yours?
On ours.
Was he?
It weren't on with me.
I think he only agreed to come on because you wasn't. I'm pretty sure of that. Did anybody see the Kyle Walker interview?
He follows me on Twitter,
He follows me on Twitter as well.
Does he?
He's blocked me.
Celebrity.
Did he block you?
Yeah, I'm blocked. I'm happy with that. I'm blocked.
Did anyone see Kyle Walker's post-match interview?
I did. I thought it was brilliant.
Ireland.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
He basically.
I was getting my hair cut.
Have you?
Yeah. Small world problems, eh?
Yeah. What did you cut it with, a knife and fork?
No, the wife did it.
So,
waiting to the other spot. I could actually get as a sponsor, couldn't I?
Yeah.
A salon called Curl Up and Die.
I think that's what our team did today.
It's called Curl Up and Die.
It is.
As in die, as in DYE.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds a lot better if you see it, I think. Than...
Yeah.
Sounds like the latest film from Arnold Schwarzenegger, doesn't it?
So, John,
Yes, mate.
Walker came out and basically said Jeff Shreves was trying to prompt him, about
Yeah.
the attacking, the way Shreves does.
Yeah.
And he basically said, Ireland is a phenomenal player. We've basically got to do more to feed him because, people say they only mention Haaland about, the City play better without him when he doesn't score, but nobody says anything when he's banging the goals in and we're winning. And, absolutely bang on. It's not.
Yeah, he was good. Good interview, that.
Yeah. And for me, that was the first sign of
Frustration.
No, that was the first sign of somebody, backing the teammate up and stuff like that. They showed a bit of a camaraderie and stuff like that, rather than showing any shine.
Haaland looked very frustrated today.
He has done
very frustrated.
He looks frustrated every week, Haaland, though. To be honest, I mean, and that's when a player like him, he runs the line, and you'll see him making these runs, and he's not getting the ball. I think he's looked frustrated for quite some time, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it was just today. I think it was more today because you're probably looking at him more.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at it, watching it, because
he looked very fed up because we lost as well. Obviously, we don't do that too often, do we?
I like that. I like it when they show that. Right. I think we've talked the Spurs game to death now. Again, City women yesterday, 0-0 at half time, and then what's out?
At least they won.
No, and you know something? I think I put it in our WhatsApp group. They play some really, really good stuff, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but you said it like you were surprised, Andy.
Dig that in.
And just for the record, that's 16 games unbeaten for City women.
You should be ashamed. You wanted Gareth Taylor out at the start of the season, and now they're turnaround.
Should bring Gareth Taylor in to have a word with Pep.
No, I've always said this. I think City women's always they've played some great football, and I do sort of. They're very skillful, and I genuinely think they're a quality setup. We've probably got one of the best setups for women in all the leagues, I think.
Yeah.
And we are, as a club, we're fully behind it. I think it's great.
Just a shame we couldn't play them today against Spurs.
Yeah.
Very true.
But you saying that they'd have kicked two lumps out of them lot as well.
So is that
on Saturday? City are at home to Arsenal women. I think it's a 12:30 kickoff.
That's a big game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing now, aren't they, Arsenal? I think with the playing tonight with it.
Yeah.
All turned into Sean Dyche then. Right tonight.
Anyway.
Yeah, I know there was playing, but we've sneaked into that Champions League spot. We might have gone out of it now if Arsenal have won.
No, it was a draw.
So are we still in that third spot?
No, we're in fourth. We're on the same points as Arsenal, just a different goal. They've got a better goal difference.
Oh, it's all going to be a big game next week.
We can get a result on them. We can get a result on Saturday.
Yeah. No, to be fair, they're doing really well, and we always mention them on the show anyway. Anything else, guys, before we all go and watch Happy Valley?
When's the next game?
Question.
What's
Happy Valley?
What's Happy
Valley?
Valley?
Go away, John.
I've no idea.
It's that
What is it?
Is it corn on the cob?
No,
Corn on the
Sarah
cob,
Lancashire.
That's green.
Right, okay, yeah.
And it's a police thing, and it's been going for 3 series, and tonight's is the last episode ever.
Okay. Well, I won't watch it because I've not watched any of others, so I'm not. I
bet she gets shot by that bloke that she's been after all the way through it.
Riz, you're despicable for saying that, mate. You've just ruined.
I've never watched it. So I've just made that up.
What bloke she been after?
Bloke who was going out with a daughter.
She's a bit of a player, isn't she? She's been after a few, apparently.
So anyway, welcome to Happy Valley PUBcast.
No, Happy
Right.
Valley. That's that cheap food product, isn't it? You know that you have little corner shops, don't you? That's what Happy Valley is, surely.
So
No idea.
turning
Andy,
our,
come on.
before we go, turning our attention to next Sunday, we're at home to
To
Villa.
Villa.
I think that is an absolutely
Must win.
crucial
Yeah.
match, and we can't take Villa lightly because they can beat anyone
Mate,
all day.
Who's Arsenal got next? Brentford, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they could come a cropper there, against Brentford. They're a good team.
Absolutely.
No, it could happen. Listen, this time
It's
next
all
week,
to play for, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. We just need to start playing.
this time next week, we'll have a better idea where the rags.
Why is it so complicated being a City fan? Why I can't understand it.
Would you have it
Even
any other
when-
way?
Typical City.
Typical
I know,
City.
even when we're in the best era that I
Tell you something though,
can ever
Paul.
remember, there's still.
Paul, do you remember
Go
when?
on.
Remember when we won the league by nearly 20 points?
Yeah,
Don't you think it was boring?
Yeah.
Exactly.
we're great though, wasn't it? But,
yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
but
But
it's just it's never easy being a City fan, even
No.
when we're in this rich vein of we're
You
still
only need
we
to
still
look
do
at
it difficult.
the end of last season. 2-0 down against
I know.
Villa.
I know. Arsenal got beat yesterday by Everton. It should never have happened.
no, but
Yeah, they
it's
did.
football. It happens.
So it's there written on the table for
Real Madrid knocked us out of the
Andy
Champions
Carroll's on a
League last season. That should never have happened.
play. I know.
Last 5 minutes.
Champions League final.
Would you
It's
have
just-
it any other way?
No, it's what makes us Blues, isn't it? It's what
Yes.
makes us
Regarding
special.
Champions League, Andy, I think we do need to win it this season. Just to stop people singing that song.
But you'll still get people saying, but you've only won it once.
Doesn't matter.
That's
They
not
can't
the
sing
way.
that song then. You'll never win that. Villa fans, when they come next weekend, you know what they'll be singing.
What will they be
Yeah.
singing?
Champions League, European Cup winners, you'll never sing that.
Sing it. How did they sing it?
No, I'm
And
not
about
singing
Grealish. All right there.
it. How's it going?
In that
Jack
Scouse?
Grealish.
All
This
right
is
there.
it.
I don't think you've
Alright,
ever
dude.
heard that
No.
song, Riz.
But all right there.
Yeah.
Anything by ELO. That's what they'll sing.
Hello. Hello.
Anyway, I see we've all cheered up a bit now. Anyway, now we've had a rant.
Yeah, blow the cover, and I'm starting to feel a bit more human after being hungover badly all day as well. So that's
Right, okay.
Not big and it's not clever, Andy.
It's not. Can't
What time
condone
did you
it.
get in? 5:30 in the morning?
It was something like that, mate. Yep. I can't deny it. I was out with Tequila Rose.
Does your wife know?
Yes. Yes.
One of those relationships, is it?
No, Tequila Rose is alcohol, mate.
All right. I thought she was that lap dancer you were talking about last time.
On that note, have a great week, guys, and we'll
Cheers,
see you
Manatee.
again next week. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.